right, our lesson today is Chapter 1, Lesson 4, and we're going to talk about ordered pairs and the coordinate plane. So you're going to need some graph paper in class. You're going to be okay for tonight. You're not going to need graph paper. Maybe it's at school in your locker or somewhere, but you're going to need graph paper when you come to class, so bring that. All right, let's talk about some vocabulary words. All right, so our vocabulary words are origin, quadrant, x-axis, y-axis, and ordered pair. The origin is the space right here where the two blue lines are crisscrossing each other. That little space is the origin, so I'm going to draw it with a green dot. So the origin is in green. That's my green dot. Quadrants. The word quadrant is a section. Quad, the prefix quad means four. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sections. So quadrant, 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we actually label them with Roman numerals. We start in that top corner and we go backwards of a clock, counterclockwise. So this guy over here is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. In Roman numerals, 4 is an I and then a V. An I and then a V. All right, our next vocabulary word is the x-axis. The x-axis is the blue line that's going sideways. This blue line is called the x-axis. So make a prediction. What do you think this blue line is called? It is called the y-axis. The y-axis. The x-axis and the y-axis get numbered. So I'm going to zoom in and show you the numberings. So when I'm numbering the x-axis, over here are positive numbers. Notice I'm trying to put them on the blue line. Sometimes students will put them in the spaces, which is not correct. This guy over here would be the -1 line, -2, -3. So if you can think about a number line, maybe you used number lines last year. This axis was that number line. Very same thing. Y-axis. Okay, make a prediction. Do you think positives go here or do you think positives go here? Well, if you said positives go up, you would be correct. Kind of like a thermometer. And the negatives go down. -1, -2, -3. And they go forever and ever and ever. I'm kind of just quitting at 5s. Okay, so let's recap. Origin, very center. Quadrant, sections. X-axis, blue line right here. Y-axis, blue line right here. Ordered pair. So if I wanted to drive to your house, you would have to tell me your address. If I wanted to drive to Walmart, I'm going to have to know the address of Walmart because there's a Walmart in Newport News, and there's a Walmart in Yorktown, there's a Walmart in Suffolk, and there's a Walmart everywhere. So ordered pair is kind of like the address, the street, and the house number and the city. It's like the address for a dot. When we write an ordered pair, we put them inside of parentheses with a comma, and the X number comes first, Y number comes second. Super important. You always travel sideways before you travel up and down. Always travel left and right before you travel up and down. How I remember that is X comes before Y in the alphabet. You always go first sideways and then up and down. Okay, so let's do some ordered pairs. If my dot was right here, and maybe I'll switch over to purple. If my dot was right there, the ordered pair, remember it's in parentheses with a comma, I'm going to start at the origin and I'm going to travel sideways. Well, the first line to the right is the line, this dot lies on that first line to the right. So I go over 1 and then I go up 1, 2, 3. So the address of that guy is 1, comma 3 inside of parentheses. If I wanted to do this blue dot right here, starting at the origin, traveling sideways first, I would travel 1, 2, 3, and then I would travel up 1. So his location is just backwards of this guy's location. First number is sideways. First number is your X number. Second number is your Y number, up and down. Sideways 1, up 3. Sideways 3, up 1. Now what about this origin guy? I said he was really important. His location is 0, 0. So anytime you're talking about the origin, he is sideways nothing and up and down nothing. He's just right dab smack in the middle. All right, let's try this guy right here. So I said we have to travel sideways first. This time I'm traveling left 3 blue lines. And then I'm traveling up 3 blue lines. X comes before Y. So the ordered pair, the address, is -3, comma, +3. Let's say that again. So I start at the origin and I go sideways to -3, then I go up to +3. All right, let's do one that's over here, yellow. My yellow dot, starting at the origin, traveling sideways, I would travel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue lines, 1, 2, 2 blue lines down. So the location is +5, comma, -2. I traveled +5 lines, but I traveled down 2 lines. All right, so what you're going to do is go to Google Classroom, and on this this coordinate grid, I'm going to draw some dots, and you're going to type in the location. You're going to type in the parentheses and the comma and the numbers. Let's agree now that for it to be counted correctly, we're not going to do any extra spaces. Omit, leave out, don't do any extra spaces. And that way when we enter our answers in Google Forms, then it should count it correct. All right, so let me write your questions. Your questions are going to be here. They're not in your textbook. They're just going to be right here. All right, so you're going to pause the video, and here are your questions. You're going to have 4 questions in Google Classroom, A, B, C, and D. What are the ordered pairs of each of those dots? And number 4 is tricky, number 4 is hard, but I gave you a hint.